It is a beautiful sunny day here at Tim Garrett Baseball Complex on the campus of Volunteer State Community College in Gallatin, Tennessee. Tim Reese with you for the first home action for the Pioneers of Volunteer State Community College, where they are hosting the Blue Storm from Southwestern Illinois College, Belleville, Illinois, just east on the Illinois side of St. Louis. This is the opener for the Blue Storm today. Pioneers, of course, 4 games into the season after splitting 2 doubleheaders down at Alexander City, Alabama against Central Alabama Community College. Welcome to the broadcast. Hoping it will fare much better with direct internet connection. And thank you to our audio engineer, A.J. Fawson, for getting that direct connected here into the Pioneer Field press box. Let's get right to the starting lineup. First for the visiting Blue Storm from Southwestern Illinois College. Mike Maloney leading off playing shortstop. Jared Comia, the center fielder, will bat second. Gavin Arsenault playing second base, batting third. The DH will be the cleanup hitter, Jacob Rowald. Batting fifth, playing first base, Nick Varon. And in the sixth spot, number 6, Chris Akers will be the catcher. Grant Richards playing third base, batting seventh. Turner Doran playing right field. Batting eighth, Nick Melvin, the number 9 hole hitter, will play left field. And on the mound for the Blue Storm, Kevin Carvalho, who is in his third year, a COVID sophomore for Southwestern Illinois College, has 41 innings in 2021, 46 innings last year, led the team in strikeouts with 70. Carvalho from Sewanee, Georgia, 6'5", 220-pound right-hander. He will face the lineup for the Pioneers. Very, very similar, actually the exact same starting lineup as Game 1 against Central Alabama 6 days ago. Jake Burris leading off, playing center field. Ethan Huddleston batting second will play shortstop. Jace Mizell out in right field. Batting third, Landon Godsey at first base. Batting fourth and batting fifth, Carter Vrabel playing third base. Caleb Hawkins will be behind the plate, batting sixth. Hunter Searcy with his folks here in the stands. Larry Doty batting seventh, playing left field. Jacob Messer in the 8 hole will be the designated hitter. Matt Hall in the 9 spot will play second base. And on the mound for his second start of the season, the redshirt sophomore from Georgetown, Kentucky, 5'11", 195-pound left-hander, Country Cade McKee, has a 1-0 record. Pitched in Game 1 against Central Alabama, went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and was the winning pitcher in a 1-0 ball game. The first game of the year, first win of the year for 2023 for the Pioneers of Volunteer State. Of course, head coach for Vol State, Jim McGuire, in his second year at the helm here in Gallatin, Tennessee. Head coach for Southwestern Illinois College is David Garcia in his third year with the Blue Storm. Assistant coaches for Volunteer State, Braden Kale in his first year as a pitching coach, and John Ripel in his first year as a volunteer assistant. Coach Garcia brings 5 additional assistant coaches with him: Jeff Wetzler, Jacob Claspel, Adam Donahue, Casey Fair, and Kevin Munline, all in the dugout with his squad. And again, as they are beginning their season, coming down, I think it's about 4-hour drive, 4 or 5-hour drive down from St. Louis. Introduce you to the press box gang again that we have. Alex Qualls back on the microphone. Also running the tunes, and Tyler Holsworth for the first game on the brand new scoreboard, folks. You can see out there in left center field, it is partially up, at least the balls and strikes and outs. But that is a huge donation from Toyota of Gallatin, right across the street from the Vol State campus. And we are waiting on the actual signage that I think will go over the top of the scoreboard. The women's softball team used their scoreboard during their midweek game, their home opener on Tuesday. Still waiting also on their signage as well. So beautiful addition here to Pioneer Field on the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex at Vol State Community College. Coach McGuire has really spruced up the field. We've got signage from Rawlings and Easton up. We're working on getting additional outfield signs. We have the Framework Athletics sign out in right center field. We have the memorial sign for Hayden Schrum out in left field. And there will be additional signage coming as we have now received the one. I'm not sure. I got to find the word for it, but it is the prime sign here inside the newly remodeled press box, the Vol State baseball insignia or logo that's now on the back wall that has really made a nice finishing touch here in the press box, along with a magnetic sign. And those signs came from Doodat Communications. Craig Sinnard, friend not only the Full Count Rhythm, as his son played on the inaugural and the second year team for Full Count Rhythm, a summer Woodback collegiate team, and they provided signage for the bus and other items. And Craig Sinnard very gracious to make a beautiful sign that I know Coach McGuire is very appreciative of here in the press box, and some other posters as well. So thank you to Doodat Printing. Thank you to MGM Industries for their custom-made windows that you're able to view the field through here without having to actually open the window. And those of us in the press box, along with Michael Franklin, friend to the Vol State baseball team, is enjoying not having the windows open. A little bit of a breeze coming in at times from center field here today. Wind not whipping quite as much as it was earlier. But thank you to MGM Industries for the windows, Right Rug Flooring, Kerry Gilbert for the new carpet here in the press box. We also want to thank Dan Zettel, Ethan Huddleston's stepfather, who came up, helped me install the new countertop and also caulked windows and just some additional handiwork. So thank you to Dan Zettel. And also to my lovely wife, Susan Reese, who spent several days up here with a white paint bucket and a paintbrush, along with some blue for the accent. So thank you to my lovely wife, Susan. And we have a press box to be proud of here in great internet. So thank you again to A.J. Fawson, Coach McGuire, and of course Athletic Director Bobby Hudson. We want to give a big thanks to for providing the equipment that we need and being such a big supporter of the broadcast here on the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube, along with the Twitter page. We're broadcasting, should be on the Blue Storm's Twitter page as well, Blue Storm BSB, and Vol State, as the meeting between the umpires and the head coaches has broken up, and we are moments away from our national anthem to get the home opener started. Also like to thank Summit Concrete, who has provided the remodel of both bullpens and other work around line to line has put out the padding and netting. And we are ready for the national anthem. National anthem over. It is time to play ball. Country Cade McKee getting a hug from third baseman Carter Vrabel and first baseman Landon Godsey as he is set to begin his warm-up tosses. You see the Pioneers in their brand spanking new all-white uniforms. Got out here into the dugout, not a smudge on those pants. Anticipating getting a little dirty here today. Beautiful sunshine, 54 degrees. It feels like of 51, but sparse clouds up in the sky. We should have a good amount of sun. Scheduled for 2 7-inning ball games today are these two teams. Another 9-inning contest tomorrow starting at 1 p.m. Central Time. So glad to have everyone who is tuned in settle back. We've got a long day of baseball. Hunter Cersei out in left field. Jacob Burris in center. Jace Mizell in right. Carter Vrabel at third. Ethan Huddleston at short. Matt Hall at second base. Landon Godsey down at first base. Caleb Hawkins behind the plate. He is catching left-handed redshirt sophomore Cade McKee in his second start as a collegiate. Last year, 9 innings of relief in 9 appearances. He will face Mike Maloney, Jared Comia, and Gavin Arsenault to lead off the top of the first inning for the Blue Storm of Southwestern Illinois College. Umpires for today's game. Home plate, Todd Mullins. On the bases for game 1, Devin Flanagan. And Todd, you look good in gray and black. And we are underway here at Gallatin, Tennessee at 1:08 Central Time. First pitch by Cade McKee is outside. Maloney swings at the next pitch, lofts one up into right center field. But Jacob Burris will run in front of Jace Mizell for the first out here in the top of the first inning. Of course, Jacob Burris was the starting left fielder a year ago. He's moved over to center field. Jace Mizell played sparingly in right field last year, primarily the DH. Jared Comia stepping to the plate, batting from the left side. His first pitch he sees, a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Comia, 6'2", 200-pound outfielder from St. John, Indiana. He doesn't look 200 pounds, I'll tell you that. He looks at another pitch, looks like maybe a straight change that gets in there at the knees for called strike two. McKee misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Appears as though Comia may be a transfer sophomore. He did not get in any action last year, and he lines a base hit in the left field, a breaking pitch that he went the other way with. And the first base runner of the season for the Blue Storm, a base hit into left field. Brings it to plate Gavin Arsenault, the second baseman. Blue Storm wearing white pants with blue pinstriping, black jersey tops, blue numbers with white outlines. Arsenault swings at the first pitch, pops it to foul territory. Godsey will try to get over, and that ball appeared to be blown out of play. First off the bat, I thought Landon Godsey had a shot at that, but that ball just kept going and kept going. Gavin Arsenault, 5'10", 165 pounds, from Oswego, Illinois. Also a sophomore. He looks and fires to the plate. Ball outside. It's going to take me a little bit. Now we're putting the batter's number up on the scoreboard. And as soon as I look up there, I see a 2 and a 1. And I think the count is 2 balls and a strike. And a throw over to first base. And that is not correct. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out and a runner on. Arsenault must also be a transfer. He has no stats. Swing, big cut right there, and a high fastball comes up empty. By my count, there appears to be 10 position players who've returned from southwestern Illinois. Swing and a miss. Down goes Arsenault on a fastball just outside the zone. 2 outs. Now brings to the plate the DH, Jacob Rowald. Jacob Rowald is the batter. 2 outs and a runner on first base. Breaking pitch stays a little high. On deck, number 40, Nick Varon, first baseman. McKee trying to get out of first inning with no damage. Runner goes. Pitch outside, called a ball. Throw down to second base, right on the dime. Caleb Hawkins throws out Jared Comia to end the inning. And no runs, 1 hit. No errors, no runners left on base. Half an inning, no score. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Kevin Carvalho on the mound for the Blue Storm from Southwestern Illinois College. His third year at SWIC, as they're known, SWIC, SWIC. And a year ago, 46 2/3 innings, which was second on the squad. 50 hits, 37 runs, 27 were earned, 19 walks, but led the club with 70 strikeouts and a 5.21 ERA. 13 appearances, 7 were starts, which was also second on the team. First pitch to Jake Burris inside for ball 1. Jake Burris from Grove City, Ohio, and he check swing, 3 hopper to second base. Throw over by Gavin Arsenault retires Burris 4-3 on the putout. Jake didn't mean to swing at that one. Ball seemed like it rode in on him a little bit, and don't even know if he got the bat around the across the plate, but ball found his bat. So just as Cade McKee, 2 pitches, 1 out, Huddleston will ground to third base, and that's 3 pitches and 2 outs as Grant Richards throws over to Nick Varon. We're out number 2. Brings to the plate Jace Mizell.
Now batting, number 34, Jace Mizell.
Big weekend this past weekend for Jace. First pitch he sees in there for a called strike. I believe he had 5 hits. There's another check swing off the screen. Now down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. I believe he had 5 hits, and Landon Godsey on deck had 6 hits in the 4-game series against Central Alabama. Fastball way high. Chris Akers had to show off a little bit of leaping ability to get to that one. Mizell had a double. That ball was in the dirt. Double in game 2. And a home run in game number 4, the game that the Pioneers won 11-4. After being 0-2, Jace Mizell now in the count at Full Count. This Full Count brought to you by Full Count Ministries. Full Count Ministries trying to tell every baseball player about the gospel. Swing and a miss. A high fastball, and down goes Jace Mizell. That's the first no on a full count, first pitch foul ball. So each team sends 3 batters to the plate ultimately, and nothing to show for it. We'll go to the second inning. No score. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Moving to the top of the second inning, Jacob Rowald, who was at the plate when Jared Comia was caught stealing. He sees fastball right down the can by Cade McKee. David Garcia down at third base, the third base coach. That ball is tapped over to the on-deck circle. McKee ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. Rowald was in 51 games a year ago. Hit .351 on the season. Pitch misses just outside. Five 1,195-pound sophomore from Valmeyer, Illinois. 54 hits, 12 doubles, a triple, and 9 home runs, which led Swick. Walked 36 times a year ago, which also led the team. And ball is just poked over the third base fence. Stays in the park itself, but Cam Hodges goes over from the dugout to retrieve that ball. It was not? I don't know. I thought that was Hodges over there. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts, at least in the scorebook. Gavin Arsenault went down swinging for out number 2. That brings to the plate Nick Varon, first baseman for the Blue Storm from Palatine, Illinois. First pitch just misses inside, maybe a little low. Varon, a 6'4", 235-pound sophomore. Dangles that bat over the strike zone just a bit. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. As a freshman, he played in 38 games, had 102 at-bats, 26 RBIs, 9 doubles, a triple, 1 home run. He swings, and it's a fly ball that will go foul and out of the park, off of the road just outside the bullpen. Let's see if number 24, Cam Hodges, right? I didn't get a roster today, but that doesn't look like Thedrick to me. That's who went and got it last time. The guy who went and got the baseball from the guy who's at the picnic table had a jersey on. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a ground ball to Ethan Huddleston. And on 2 hops, he collects and throws to Landon Godsey for out number 2. All right. Press box gang talking about baseballs to the umpire. And with 2 outs, that brings it to play Chris Akers, the catcher, number 6 hole hitter. Breaking pitch, grounded, just foul. And the third base line, backhanded by Carter Vrabel, outside of your view. We are working to get our 2-camera system back up. Should be up for next week. Is that tough hop on 2 hops right there off of Carter Vrabel? Just to the left. Took a hop up, and we will see. I believe that's going to be an E5 right there.
Now batting, number 5.
I believe
Grant Richards.
75% chance that he could have and should have caught that ball. Unfortunately, it did take a hop right there. But 2 outs, 1 on. Grant Richards, the third baseman, steps to the plate. Another ground ball to Vrabel. He'll step back just a little bit and throw on the off that back foot. Nice play by Landon Godsey to pick that ball that was in the dirt and a little bit toward home plate and keep his foot on the bag to retire Richards and retire the Blue Storm. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. Still no score here in Gallatin, Tennessee, on the campus of Volunteer State Community College. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Landon Godsey steps to the plate to lead off the bottom of the second inning for the Pioneers. Godsey, Carter Vrabel, Caleb Hawkins to face Kevin Carvalho. First pitch to Godsey, misses low and away. Carvalho working quickly, fastball on the inside corner called strike. Landon Godsey with 6 hits by my count with a 4-game series. Taps a ball toward the Pioneer dugout. Hits the brand new screens and padding in front of each of the dugouts. So at least from about waist high, everybody should be pretty safe. Problem is everybody we lean over the top of those things. Godsey spoils a 1-2 pitch. Landon Godsey was delivered 1 of 3 of the home runs this past weekend. He, along with Jace Mizell and Ethan Huddleston. So that's 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for the Pioneers. Ethan Huddleston's was a 3-run shot in Game 4. Breaking pitch misses way outside. Both Jace Mizell and Landon Godsey's were solo shots. 2-2 pitch. That hits Landon Godsey. Probably on the elbow, maybe. I'm hoping he got more meat than bone. So a leadoff hit by a pitch is Ethan here, the Cincinnati kid, makes an appearance in the press box. Carter Vrabel will step to the plate. One of his last plate appearances, it might have been his last, and it was. He was hit with a pitch in the hand. Apparently he's recovered from that and with no damage. So a runner at first. Vrabel will appear to get out of the way of a pitch that is called strike on the inside corner. Vrabel does crowd the plate a little bit. Godsey not a threat at first base to steal. Swinging a foul ball straight back. Carvalho ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. So the first base runner of the afternoon for the Pioneers, Landon Gotze, down at first base on a hit by pitch. Carter Vrabel looking for his first hit of the year. Good time right now. About gets hit in the nose with that fastball on an 0-2 pitch. Come to expect that one. Now you might look for a breaking pitch on the outside corner. Vrabel from here in Nashville, Tennessee, graduated from Father Ryan High School, and there's a changeup that goes low. Started his career at Wabash Valley College. Transferred to Volunteer State a year ago. Led the team in home runs and RBIs, hit 250. Not 250 home runs, 250 batting average. And he does get nicked there in the shoulder, look like. Tyler, you think it got him in the helmet? Okay, I didn't hear the pop. I thought the ball would have gone farther away if it actually got the helmet. But you got younger eyes than I do.
Now batting, number 17.
Tyler Holsworth here on the scoreboard, out for a medical red shirt after having shoulder surgery. Caleb Hawkins will step to the plate with 2 runners on and nobody out. Hawkins also looking for his first hit of the year. Played in 2 games as the starting catcher and looks at a pitch right down Broadway. Hawkins from Stewart's Creek High School, just outside of Nashville. Also a redshirt sophomore. Started his career at Wabash Valley, then went to Dyersburg State. Swings and misses. Played a few games for Dyersburg State in 2021, I believe it was. And came to Volunteer State last year, was the starting catcher. 35 games, hit .299, 6 home runs. Fastball outside, misses, but the throw down to first base, Vrabel back in time. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the Pioneer backstop on deck, Hunter Searcy, left fielder. Hawkins from Smyrna, Tennessee, 6'2", 190-pound catcher. Played a little bit of shortstop, actually, in a series down in Jackson State a year ago. Tap to shortstop. Mike Maloney will flip to second. Arsenault gets the out at second base, but the throw over to first base not in time. So a fielder's choice will move Gotze over to third base.
Now batting, number 12, Hunter.
So Hunter Searcy steps to the plate with runners at first and third with 1 out. Hunter Searcy is from Louisville, Kentucky. As I said earlier, his parents, Larry and Dodie, are here in attendance. He's tried to hold up, and apparently he did. They'll go and check out with Devin Flanagan out in the infield. Second umpire says no, he did not go. Very, very close. Searcy also looking for his first hit of the year. Breaking pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Chris Akers. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Pioneers threatening to score here in the bottom of the second inning. Scheduled for 7 innings. Doubleheader scheduled today. It was supposed to be the nicer of the 2 days, today and tomorrow. But I haven't checked the weather, but I understand that tomorrow is supposed to be fairly similar to today. Maybe a little windier. Another off-speed pitch, like a changeup, Down low and inside. Count goes 3 balls and no strikes. On deck, Jacob Messer, the designated hitter. There's ball 4. Loads the bases. So 2 hit batters and a walk. And out will come one of the coaches. Let me see if I can guess. Jacob Claspel is listed as a pitching coach or the pitching coach. I would assume that is Coach Claspel coming out. There is also an assistant pitching coach, Casey Fair. He will come out and talk to his redshirt sophomore, Kevin Carvalho. Carvalho appears to be the only player from Georgia on the Southwestern Illinois roster. There are no players from Tennessee as I look through this. Several from the Dominican Republic, or the DR as we call it. Friends of ours and friends of Full Count Ministries, Wade and Casey Rainey, are preparing as we speak at language school to get ready to be missionaries in the Dominican Republic with their young family. Jacob Messer steps to the plate like a changeup, misses low and away. Swung on and popped up. That should get out of play, and it will. Just outside of the complex. Messer also looking for his first hit of the 2023 season. Another good spot for it. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Landon Godsey down at 3rd. Caleb Hawkins out at 2nd base, and Hunter Searcy at 1st base. On deck, Matt Hall, the number 9 hitter for the Pioneers. Carvalho from the windup. Fastball high and outside. Southwestern Illinois has got a pretty good contingent of fans that have come to the ballpark for having no Tennessee players. The 2-1. High. Messer up in the count. 3 balls and a strike. Messer has 1 walk on the season and now will face a full count. FullCountMinistries.com, where you can go to find out all that the ministry is doing. Fall high school baseball league and mission trips in the summer. Breaking pitch right over the plate that Messer apparently was not expecting. He goes down looking. 2nd strikeout of the ball game for Carvalho. That leaves it up to Matt Hall from Lexington, Kentucky, the son of Mark and Tracy Hall, sophomore 2nd baseman. Swing and a miss at a fastball right on the hands. Hall had 3 hits, according to my book, on the weekend. And there's a fastball in the outside corner. Carvalho smelling it right now. He is ahead on Matt Hall. No balls and 2 strikes. He's trying to go from bases loaded and 1 out to giving up no runs. And he will do it with some emphasis. Swing and a miss. Down go the Pioneers. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 runners left on base. All 3 passes are hit by pitch by Kevin Carvalho, but nothing to show for it. We go to the third. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back for the top of the third inning, where Southwestern Illinois College will send up 8-9-1 to face Cade McKee. That is right fielder Turner Doran, Nick Melvin, and the top of the order, Mike Maloney. McKee just giving up 1 hit, and a runner reached on an error as the first pitch in there. McKee has called strike. Turner Doran from Mokina, Illinois, swings and misses. "6'2", says he's 200 pounds. A sophomore. As a freshman, he got 53 ball games last year. He looks at ball 1, like a changeup. Hit .263 in 2022. Swings and misses. First out here in the top of the third inning. That is a third strikeout for left-hander Cade McKee. Just his second collegiate start. Did not pitch in 2021. 9 appearances a year ago, all in relief. Fastball to Nick Melvin in there for a called strike. Tapped foul at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. McKee getting ahead here of Nick Melvin, 6 foot, 190 pounds, sophomore. I'm going to go with Ottawa, Illinois. Just a bit outside. Says home plate umpire Todd Mullins. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Other pitch missed just a little bit even farther out there as count goes 2-2. On deck, leadoff batter Mike Maloney. Understand we have twins on the squad here for the Blue Storm. Mike Maloney, shortstop Matt Maloney, I believe, is going to be the game 2 starter as 2-2 pitch is driven out to center field. It'll be the second hit for the Blue Storm. That will bring to the plate Mike Maloney, who flew out on the second pitch he saw to Jake Burris in right center field. So that's 2 hits for the Blue Storm, right? There it is. It's up there now. Oh, popped up again out in right center field. Drives Jace Mizell back, and he will make the catch in front of the warning track. I see what you're saying. So we're learning the scoreboard up here. As another fly out by Maloney, and that's the second out of the inning. Melvin stays at first base. Brand new scoreboard, so Tyler Holsworth did not go to class for this scoreboard. He's learning it as we speak, or trying to anyway. Fastball in the outside corner to Jared Comia, who singled but was caught stealing to end the first inning. We might have some sensitive buttons over there, Tyler. Lefty on lefty here. There's another single just over the leaping Carter Vrabel in the left field. Cersei over to the line. We'll cut it off to keep Melvin at second base. That puts runners at first and second with 2 outs. So Comia 2 for 2. Going the opposite way on both at bats. 3 hits now, and that brings to the plate Gavin Arsenault. Swung on and popped up. Should be playable in the infield. Matt Hall under it, and he will make the catch. I might have seen a little baseball right there. I'm not sure if that ball started to pop out of his glove or not, but he was able to secure that pop-up for the third out of the third inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Still no score here in Gallatin, Tennessee. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Top of the lineup for the Pioneers, Jacob Burris leading off here in the bottom of the third inning, facing Kevin Carvalho. Carvalho, 6'5". Throws a changeup in there to Burris for a called strike. Burris check swing, ground out to the second baseman to start the bottom of the first off. See how bottom of the third shakes out, and he sees a breaking pitch low and away. Carvalho struck out 3 of the first 9, hit 2, and walked 1. Yet to give up a base hit here in game 1 of a doubleheader. Game 5 for Vol State, come in with a 2-2 record, all 4 games against Central Alabama Community College. Breaking pitch misses low. Count goes 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's ball 4. Pioneers get another gifted base runner Jake Burris in game 1 of the 4-game series walked 3 times.
Now batting, number 3, Ethan Huddleston.
Walked 4 times in the 4-game set. Ethan Huddleston stepping to the plate. He swung at the first pitch he saw. Does not swing this time and gets a called strike on the outside corner. Called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes on Ethan Huddleston. Local product right here at Gallatin High School. He's a redshirt sophomore as well. 0-2 pitch just outside. Had a little bit of run, maybe a cut fastball. Carvalho was looking for that call. Huddleston, I believe, had 4 strikeouts in the 4-game set. Grounded out to third base, his first plate appearance. Fastball. No decision to be made there, as that one missed fairly wide of the mark. Pioneers looking for that first hit. They have Nick Melvin in left, Jared Comita in center, and there's a line drive out to center field. Back goes Comia, and he will make an over-the-shoulder catch. We're out number 1. That's Turner Doran out in right field.
Now batting, number 34, Jace Mizell.
So 1 out, 1 on. Jace Mizell stepping to the plate. Swing and a miss on a break pitch down in the dirt, blocked by Akers. Mizell from Metropolis, Illinois. Shortstop moving over to cover second base. He must have thought Burris. I didn't see Jake really give a big attempt to head to second base, but Maloney went over right all the way to the bag. Now Mizell down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Steps out of the box. Mizell hit .325 a year ago. 10 doubles, triple 3 home runs, 36 RBIs in 39 games for the Pioneers, mostly in the DH spot. Swing and a miss on the ball in the dirt. Mizell will be out, and Burris will be held at first base. So after a leadoff walk, fly out, and a strikeout for Carvalho, that brings to the plate Landon Godsey, who was the first base runner for the Pioneers, hit by a pitch right on the middle part of the arm, elbow or tricep area. 4 strikeouts now for Carvalho. Breaking pitch misses outside, ball 1. Landon Godsey from Indianapolis, Indiana, son of Paul and Suzanne. Sophomore. Breaking pitch over the inside corner, called strike. Got a delay on the scoreboard, apparently. We have to get that figured out. Swinging a drive down the right field line. It looks like it's hooking foul, and it will land in foul territory. Get a brand new scoreboard, courtesy of Toyota of Gallatin. right across the street from the Vol State campus. Bought my Toyota Tundra there a couple years ago. Steve Barrios, used car manager. Jake Thompson, I believe, is the general sales manager over there. I'm going to have to get the name of the GM. I've met him. I just don't remember. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fastball misses inside. So they provided brand new scoreboards here at the baseball field as well as the Lady Pioneers softball field on the other side of campus. Big thank you to those folks along with all the supporters of Pioneer baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jake Burris on at first base here in the bottom of the 3rd. Fastball is high. Burris will swipe the bag on the 2-2 pitch. Putting him in scoring position. You know, he slid into second base kind of like that was a full count. Like he went ahead and overslid second base, even though he saw the shortstop coming up. I don't know if Coach McGuire was yelling or not, but we have a full count ministry. He's full count. Breaking pitch in the dirt. That will be ball 4, putting runners at first and second. 3rd walk for Carvalho. Brings it to plate. Carter Vrabel. 6'3", 205 pound, 210 pound. He might have had a couple biscuits. Good time for a base hit right here, Carter. First pitch looked like a changeup down low. Looks like a left-hander is loosening, or at least standing, in the bullpen for the Blue Storm. Burris getting a huge lead off. That was a walking lead right there. Good job by Carvalho to step off, but that's his 1 step off for this at bat. There's a new rule out that now he'll have to throw to the base, otherwise it'll be a ball called on the batter. So the 1-0 count. Breaking pitch. Vrabel was buckled a little bit by that breaking pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. He was also hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Ended up being erased on a fielder's choice. Tyler Robertson is the left-handed pitcher. There's a line drive. That's caught by the leaping Mike Maloney. Vrabel hit that one right on the screws, but Maloney, 5'10", but he was able to get up, climb the ladder to catch that line drive to retire the Pioneers. Still looking for their first hit and run. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base. Going to the 4th, no score. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Top of the fourth inning for Southwestern Illinois College. Jacob Rowald will lead off. He's the number 4 hole hitter in the lineup for head coach David Garcia. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Blue Storm. No runs, no hits, 1 error for the Pioneers. 5 runners left on base. Breaking pitch down low. Count goes 2 balls, no strikes. Having a few glitches with the new scoreboard. I'm not sure if it's a internet connection issue or what, but some time delay. Maybe it's an operator error. I don't know. We got Alex Qualls on it right now, and the 2-0 pitch swung on by the left-handed DH, Jacob Rowald. Fouled back. Rowald struck out swinging to start the second inning. Facing country Cade McKee. There's a breaking pitch. Apparently missed outside. Called ball 3. Thank you to those who've checked in via email at treesesports@gmail.com. That's T Reese, R-E-E-C-E, swinging a ground ball foul. Brings us to a Full Count Ministries full count. Executive Director Jacob Oldham is a Vol State Pioneer alum, along with Director of Baseball Operations Josh Carman, whose uncle or stepdad, as that ball hits Rowald. So instead of hitting ball 4, he'll take a hit by a pitch and head down to first base. First free pass given up by Cade McKee.
Now batting, number 40.
Josh Carman, who played here at Vol State, his uncle who raised him, Kenny Thomas, was also a coach here at Volunteer State in the 80s. Ended up moving on to University of South Carolina at Aiken. There's a ground ball, that diving play by Huddleston at shortstop in the hole, but nothing he can do but eat that ball. So an infield single. 4th hit of the ball game for the Blue Storm, and that was Nick Varon, the first baseman.
Number 6, Chris Akers.
Make sure I think that's how you pronounce that. V-A-R-O-N, Varon. So nobody out. Runners now at first and second base as the Blue Storm are threatening here in the top of the 4th inning. Thank you again for joining us on the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Swung on and fouled off to the right side. Randy Kale, the father of Braden Kale, pitching coach, is checking in from Bluffton, South Carolina. Thank you for the email. The 0-1 pitch swung on and driven into right field. Gets to Jace Mizell quickly. The throw just over the head of Landon Godsey, but blocked nicely by Caleb Hawkins as Southwestern Illinois has the bases loaded and nobody out. Akers reached on the error at third base in his first plate appearance, but this a solid single into right field. Grant Richards steps to the plate. He grounded out to Vrabel at third base, which ended the second. Key looking for a strikeout or a ground ball to one of the infielders, maybe even to himself. Maybe start a 1-2-3 double play as breaking pitch gets in there at the knees on the corner. Breaking pitch lifted high in the air in left field. Sends Hunter Searcy back. This should score a run. Searcy comes in, one-hand catch, and he'll throw on to third base. So the first run of the game scored on a sacrifice fly. And Southwestern Illinois College will take the lead 1-0. The other runners stay put. So Turner Doran will step to the plate. He struck out to lead off the third inning. Swinging a ground ball to third. That will be a fair ball on the line. 1 run will score. Doran is being waved home to throw to Carter Vrabel. Easy throw. Now a throw back to third base. The tag is applied, but not in time, as Doran will get into third base on the throw home. But Swick will score a second run on a double by Doran. Chris Akers will be out at the plate on a 7-5-2 for the second out of the ball game. So an RBI double by Turner Doran. That will bring to the plate Nick Melvin. Looks at a first pitch called strike. Three hits in the inning. Fouled straight back. Tailing fastball. Melvin singled up the middle in his first plate appearance. Swinging a foul ball. That the ball lands in fair territory, but I'm not sure if it might have caught a little piece of catcher Caleb Hawkins, or maybe even the batter. Couldn't tell. It hit somebody other than the umpire back there, as Todd Mullins popped out of his spot to get a baseball out to Cade McKee. Up in the count, no balls and 2 strikes with a runner at third base. 2 runs in. There's a swing and a foul tip that Caleb Hawkins could not hold on to. So a hit by pitch, an infield single, then a single to right, loaded the bases. Fly ball to left field, drove in 1 run, double down the left field line, drove into second, and the third runner was thrown out at the plate. That ball is down to right in front of the visitors' bullpen, falls harmlessly. Landon Godsey, no chance, or Jace Mizell to come over and get that soft little pop-up. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the third, bottom of the top of the fourth. Swinging a pop-up that will get behind first base that Matt Hall should be able to make. And again, looks like a lot of baseball we can see in that glove. I'm not sure if he's working with a new piece of leather out there or not, but he will collect his second inning-ending pop-out to retire the Blue Storm. But they do score 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Finally have a score, 2-0. The Blue Storm over the Pioneers. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Welcome back to Volunteer State Community College. We have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Blue Storm coming on in relief for Kevin Carvalho. It's number 34, Tyler Robertson, a 6'2", 205-pound freshman left-hander from Albers, Illinois. Carvalho goes 3 innings, gives up no hits, no runs, walks 3, strikes out 4, hits 2 batters. He will give way to Tyler Robertson. I would guess a pitch count or an innings count. So Carvalho, I would assume, would be in line, as that first pitch from Robertson goes behind Caleb Hawkins. For ball 1. Hawkins grounded into a fielder's choice in the second inning. Looks at a fastball in the inside corner called strike. Sunny and 54 degrees here in Middle Tennessee. But the breeze catching a little bit as that ball is popped up. Could be playable. It looks like it's in foul territory. Grant Richards over on the warning track and makes the grab for out number 1. Hunter Searcy steps to the plate. He walked in his first plate appearance. Pioneers have had base runners on. They've left 5 on base. Yet to collect a hit in the contest. Fastball on the inside corner called strike. Again, thank you to MGM Industries for our brand new windows. You know, you get something new, you want to clean it. I got to get me a brand new bottle of Windex in here and some fresh roll of paper towels, Tyler. Just want to keep cleaning it. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. If you attended any games last year and tried to look up at the press box, the only way you could see in it is if the windows were open. Somehow or another, maybe the seal had broken on all 4 windows. That ball is lifted high, and it's lifted deep to left field. Back goes Nick Melvin, and looks like it'll stay in the park right at the warning track as Nick Melvin to haul that drive in off the bat of Hunter Searcy for out number 2. Wind blowing in straight in from center field. Not sure if that affected that a little bit. He got under it just a bit. So 2 outs. Jacob Messer stepping to the plate. Struck out looking on a 3-2 pitch. Now lefty versus lefty. Jacob Messer from Memphis, Tennessee. Attended Memphis University School. He's a redshirt sophomore. He hits a hard ground ball to second base. Arsenault up and over to Varon, and that will retire the Pioneers in order. Tyler Robertson, a successful 1-2-3 inning to start the 2023 season for the Blue Storm. After 4 complete, Southwestern Illinois College 2, the Pioneers nothing. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Top of the 5th inning we go. Blue Storm will send 1, 2, and 3 to the plate against Cade McKee back out on the mound for the Pioneers. First pitch down low, ball 1. Thank you to Mike Trigg checking in as his son is a 2023 signee. That pitch is lined out to right field, and it will get down in front of Jace Mizell, and he kicks it off his glove right over to Jake Burris. That will keep Maloney on at first base. The 7th hit for the Blue Storm. First hit for Maloney, who's now 1 for 3. Doing a good job of going the opposite way. Have these Blue Storm hitters. Jared Comia is 2 for 2 with line drives into left field. He squares around the bunt, will lay one down foul. So Mike Trigg checked in on the broadcast. He and Karen Trigg are the parents of 2023 right-handed pitcher Caden Trigg from Rockvale, Tennessee. Home of a couple players from last year's team. I believe Isaac Gleaves and so pitch comes in. Fouled off to the left side. Oh, Gleaves from Eagleville, not Rockvale. Where's Wells from? He's Eagleville as well? Okay. Well, I've got my Vills and Vales wrong. 0-2 pitch fouled straight back. So welcome to the broadcast for the Triggs. Looking forward to meeting you all and seeing young Caden Trigg on campus next fall. Hello to the Rices, who are out in left field. Grandparents of Jace Mizell, as Jared Comia goes down swinging for the first out here in the top of the 5th inning.
Now batting, number 2.
4th strikeout for Cade McKee. Brings it to play Gavin Arsenault, who's 0 for 2. Dave Holbrook, good to have you and Sherry Burris with us. Jake Burris grounded out to second base and has walked. Breaking pitch is swung on and driven down to left field. That is back, and it will go just foul. There's where I think some wind moved that off the bat. Looked like it had a chance to stay fair, but not even sure. Did it get into the bullpen or get over the fence? It did. So it had home run distance, but not able to keep it fair. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. McKee will throw over to first base a little bit low. Godsey, no trouble with that one. Landon Godsey was the backup catcher a year ago, moved down to first base to replace Cam Matting, who has moved on to Freed Hardman. I understand he just broke his wrist in a game maybe last weekend as that fastball misses. Throw down to first base. Not in time, but Maloney was a little farther off of the bag than he would have liked. Hawkins saw him start to go on a ball in the dirt, but Hawkins picked it pretty clean. But to throw a little short down at first base brought Godsey toward the plate. There's a swing and a tapper down the third base line. Vrabel will come in on it. It will hit off the heel of his glove, and that will be the second error of the ball game on Carter Vrabel. So now 2 runners on with 1 out. Brings left-handed hitting Jacob Rowald. Struck out and hit by a pitch, scored the first run of the ball game. He squares around the bunt with 1 out And he does. He lays one down. It's a good bunt. Gotze comes in, throws to Matt Hall covering. And the sacrifice bunt with 1 out, now 2 outs, moves runners to second and third. That's a bit of an unusual call right there with your 4-hole hitter.
Now batting.
A sacrifice bunt. Scoring 3-4 for the second out. Puts Maloney at third and Arsenault at second. Nick Varon stepping to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Fastball misses outside. Cade McKee comes from the stretch, 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Pitch misses down low. With a base open here, he's going to pitch a little more cautiously, probably to Varon. Has Akers on deck, the catcher, who's 1 for 2. Varon looks like he's got a good bit of power, as that's an off-speed pitch that lands down by his feet. Varon is a freshman, 38 games, only had 1 home run, hit .284 in 102 at-bats. And he'll take a 4-pitch walk. Looked like McKee wanted nothing to do with Varon. That would load the bases with 2 outs, but maybe it was not an intentional walk, as out of the dugout will come head coach Jim McGuire, and that will be the end of the day for Cade McKee. He issues his first free pass there, and he will give way to a new pitcher. Looks like Landon Tucker will be on for the Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. We'll just tell you about young Landon Tucker, who's a sophomore from LaGrange, Georgia, 5'9", 165 pounds. A right-hander, the son of Hank and Christy Tucker. His older brother Dylan and the younger sister Tinley. 11 appearances a year ago, all in relief. 2-1 record, 1 save, 15 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts.
Now pitching for the Pioneers.
The
Number 6.
grandson of Nana in LaGrange, Georgia, and Papa and Gigi also in LaGrange, Georgia. On in relief, all 3 runners that are on base, the responsibility of Cade McKee. The right-hander Chris Akers coming to the plate. We'll take a short break. Be right back. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Two outs. The bases are loaded. Chris Akers, the catcher for Southwestern Illinois College, stepping into the box. He singled to right field. It loaded the bases up just an inning ago, and back up there with the bases loaded this time. Sees a breaking pitch from the sidearm, Landon Tucker in there for a called strike. Tucker got into game 1. That's popped up in the infield. Caleb Hawkins in foul territory will come over and make the grab, and Landon Tucker comes in and does the job in 2 pitches. to get out of the jam for his Full Count Ministries Discipleship Group team member, Cade McKee. Pop out to Caleb Hawkins in foul territory to retire the Blue Storm. No runs, 1 hit. There was 1 error, 3 runners left on base. Going to the bottom of the 5th, score 2-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Matt Hall will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Pioneers, looking for their first hit of the afternoon. Relief pitcher Tyler Robertson, who came on in the 4th inning in relief of Kevin Carvalho, retired the only 3 batters he faced. Gets Matt Hall to swing and miss on the first pitch that he sees. Matt Hall struck out swinging in the 2nd, leading off here in the 5th inning. 9-1-2 for Vol State. Inside fastball, called strike 2. John Rypel coaching down at first base for Vol State. Coach McGuire down at third base. If you want to check in on the show, send an email. Let me know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for at treesports@gmail.com. Breaking pitch just misses the back foot of Matt Hall. That's T. Reese, R-E-E-C-E, sports@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. Give you a shout out on the show. Matt Hall needs to learn to turn into that, not away from that fastball. Only hurts for a little bit, Matt. And as they say, we have ice. Well, Full Count Ministries, full count. 0 for 1. There's our first full count, first pitch, foul ball of the contest. Starting out this season slow, 4 for 15 by my count. It's not official. Now 1 for 2. And there's another foul ball. We don't count that one. It's got to be the first pitch after the count becomes full. That one got a bite out of Chris Akers there behind home plate, as Todd Mullins will give him a little chance to let that thing stop stinging. Probably got him off that right shoulder. Catchers have padding. It's not like a hockey goalie. 3-2 pitch. Misses outside. Ball 4. First base runner off of Tyler Robertson. Pioneers had 3 walks and 2 hit batters off of Kevin Carvalho. But could not push anybody across. Had bases loaded with 1 out. And could not move anybody around. Jake Burris will step to the plate. Redshirt sophomore in his 3rd year of playing for the Pioneers. He will swing and drive one down the right field line, but he knows that's going foul right off the bat. Didn't even get out of the box. Jake is a 6 foot, 195-pound redshirt sophomore fire science major, son of Scott Burris and Sherry Burris, the younger brother Noah. Got grandparents, both sets in Grove City, who tune in regularly, and I expect that they're here. He squares around the bunt. Will lay one down to first base line. Beautiful bunt. Needs to get into that runner's lane and does. Tyler Robertson makes a great play to get the ball, flip it to first baseman Nick Varon for the out. On the play, Hall does get down to second base, but a great bunt, but an even better defensive play by Tyler Robertson. So a sacrifice bunt, retired 1-3, moves Hall to second base. Ethan Huddleston steps to the plate with one out, runner at second base. Step off by Robertson, and there's his step off for this batter. Huddleston 0 for 2. Pioneers looking for that first hit. A wide open right side. If he can direct one that way, the pitch thrown inside though, down at his feet. Sixth base runner for the Pioneers. Fourth walk of the day by Blue Storm pitching. Fastball stays inside. Left fielder Nick Melvin playing a little bit shallow. He's probably utilizing the wind to stay in. Center fielder Jared Comia playing regular depth out there. Center field as that fastball misses outside. Robertson gone 3-0 to Huddleston. On deck, Jace Mizell. Huddleston, the two-hole hitter for the Pioneers. And a 3-run bomb down in Alexander City last Sunday, and he will look at a 3-0 pitch right down the can. Huddleston also a third-year starter for the Pioneers. 5'11", 190 pounds. Played short and second base for Vol State, playing shortstop this year. And he hits a drive down the third base line. It will go foul, bring us to a full count, Ministries full count. Huddleston has signed to play with the full count rhythm this summer, a Ohio Valley League participant, a Woodbat College summer team. Plays right down the road at Drakes Creek Park, their home field in Hendersonville, Tennessee. I get the privilege of broadcasting that game, and he will pop this one up. It will get into foul territory and make it out of play, and it will, just missing the stands. And there's our second full count, first pitch foul ball of the afternoon. Count will remain 3 balls, 2 strikes. Huddleston, the son and stepson of Shannon and Dan Zettel, and his big brother Noah, also probably in attendance unless he's working today. Pap and a Mamaw in Gallatin and a Meemaw in Gallatin as well. That pitch plunks him, so we've had 2 batters on 3-2 pitches take one off the body. And then we'll put runners at first and third. So the Pioneers still looking for their first hit, but have been plunked 3 times and walked 3 times. Sorry, walked 4 times. Jace Mizell coming to the plate, and out on the slow walk is head coach David Garcia. And we will have a pitching change. We'll tell you about the Summit Concrete call to the bullpen when we return. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Pioneers threatening here in the bottom of the 5th inning with a walk and a hit batter and a sacrifice bunt, putting runners at first and second. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Blue Storm. Number 14, Adam Wibbenmeyer, 6'2", 205-pound sophomore from Columbia, Illinois. He is on for his first appearance of the year, as this is game 1 for Southwestern Illinois College, and he will come in to face Jace Mizell, the 3-hole hitter for the Pioneers. Mizell out of Metropolis, Illinois, transfer from Wabash Valley, the son of Sean and Jamie Mizell. He has a younger brother, Aiden, and as I said earlier, the Rices, Alan and Marcia Rice, I believe, are out there in left field, they indicated. Grandparents, along with Danny and Brenda Mizell, grandparents, all in Metropolis, Illinois. 39 games Mizell got in last year, 37 hits, 10 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, 36 RBIs, hit .325 on the season. The Pioneers are looking for hit number 1 here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the 5th, scheduled for 7 innings. Wibbenmeyer on in relief of Tyler Robertson. Back throw to shortstop on the daylight play. And back in time is Matt Hall. Mike Maloney out there at shortstop. He is trying to keep Hall close to second. Want to see if they can cut him down if Mizell gets a base hit. First pitch. Not sure if he took a little bit off of that or not, but kind of tailed back into Mizell around his legs, but called ball 1. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Swick. No runs, no hits, 2 errors for the Pioneers. Maloney moves back to his position. Matt Hall moves back to second base. Time is called. Assuming that was by Jace Mizell. Granted by home plate umpire Todd Mullins. And we're back to do it again. Wibbenmeyer looks back once and comes to the plate. Fastball swung on and popped up. That will get out of play. Got a good number of you watching on YouTube today. Thank you again. Welcome to the Blue Storm fans, along with our faithful Pioneer fans watching on the Vol State Sports Network and YouTube, and also on Twitter, both for Vol State and Southwest Illinois. That ball is drilled to center field. Back goes Comia, and he will make again another over-the-head catch. Hall will go back to tag and move up to third base. Jace Mizell smoked that one, and the wind held that one up. Hall on the out moves to third base, but there are 2 outs, bringing up Landon Godsey. They will appeal to second base, thinking maybe Matt Hall left early, which is not a bad play. Nothing lost to attempt to do that. So Landon Godsey, who's been on base both times that he's come to the plate, he's been hit by a pitch and walked. Looking now to get his, I believe, 7th hit of the season. He looks at a fastball letter high over the plate. Carter Vrabel on deck. Runner at first and third. Fastball misses outside. Pivotal time here in the game for the Pioneers, looking to scratch a hit and scratch a run right here. A hit of any kind should produce a run. Ball in the dirt. Pass ball. A lot of pressure on the infield. There's a pop up out to the right side. It'll get over just to the right of the maintenance shed. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the Vol State first baseman, Landon Godsey. One-two pitch from Wibbenmeyer. The runner goes. That pitch sails over the head of Landon Godsey, and Akers will just hang on to that ball as Huddleston will hit first slide of the second base with a stolen base. Pitch called a ball, putting the tying run in scoring position down at second base. Aggressive baseball from head coach Jim McGuire. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Breaking pitch, nice hold by Landon Godsey. We'll move to a full count Ministries full count. Lots of folks connected with the ministry have been players here for Volunteer State. Another player is Brandon Jaggers, played a couple of years here at Vol State and then moved on to Belmont. Fastball misses high, and there's ball 4 to load the bases. Bring Carter Vrabel to the plate. First walk by Wibbenmeyer. 5th walk of the day by Blue Storm pitching.
Number 10,
Carter Vrabel hit by a pitch and lined out hard to Mike Maloney at shortstop to end the 4th inning. To end the 3rd inning. Looking to not end the inning here. And Vrabel will look at a fastball in the outside corner. Vrabel, the son of Mike and Jennifer Vrabel, and brother to Tyler. Papa and Grammy in Akron, Ohio, hopefully watching. He taps one foul down the third baseline toward the Pioneer dugout. Now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Also, Papa and Graham in Dubuque, Iowa. Played in 41 games a year ago, 120 at-bats, had 30 hits, of which 2 doubles, 12 home runs, 40 RBIs. Looking for his 2nd RBI, has 1 RBI on the season already. Here's a ground ball to short, should be an easy play for Maloney. On over to second base for the force out to retire the Pioneers. No runs on no hits, no errors, 3 more runners left on base. That is 8 for the ball game after 5 innings. Pioneers still without a hit or a run. We're heading to the 6th. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Into the top of the 6th inning, Landon Tucker back out on the mound for the Pioneers. He will face Grant Richards, third baseman, who grounds one off of Tucker's glove over to Huddleston and on to Landon Godsey with a strong throw by shortstop Ethan Huddleston for the first out on the first pitch. That's the 1 to 6 to 3 put out. That ball glanced off of Tucker's glove as he stabbed at it. Turner Doran steps to the plate, right fielder for the Blue Storm. Breaking pitch wide of the mark. Doran 1 for 2. He doubled down the left field line, drove in a run, went on to third base on the throw home that cut down Chris Akers. There's a breaking pitch over the plate for a called strike. The clouds have shielded the sun here, much to the chagrin of the spectators who are bundled up. There's a line drive that'll get down in the gap and will get to the wall. So the second double of the ball game by Turner Doran, the 8-hole hitter. One out and a runner in scoring position brings up the left fielder Nick Melvin, who's 1 for 2.
Number 3, Nick Melvin.
Doran just got that double from Mokina, Illinois. Looks like that's where the Maloney brothers are from. Breaking pitch in there for called strike. Not exactly sure where Mokina, Illinois is, but Doran and the Maloney brothers at least are from there. Another breaking pitch stays down low. One ball, one strike, one out. Pitch handled by Hawkins. Tucker comes set, looks back at second, and delivers. Not sure if Hawkins was looking for that. Count is 3 balls and a strike. Melvin thought that was ball 4. Tucker in danger of putting another runner on here ahead of the top of the order, and he does on that. Misses on a breaking pitch. Melvin now on base 2 out of 3 plate appearances. First walk by Tucker.
Number 8, Mike
Mike Maloney,
Maloney.
the leadoff batter, steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3. He singled to right field in his last at bat. Wind blowing in from center field toward the third base bag. Fastball misses low and away. Activity down in the Pioneers dugout, as it looks like they've got about 15 guys down there milling around, but a left-hander, looks like maybe Devin Thrain. Pitch misses inside. A freshman from Summit High School. Let's see if that's him. Yes. 2-0 count. Fastball misses outside. Tucker got in a bit of trouble in his first appearance of the year with 2 walks and 2 hit batters, and he now has 2 walks, and I'm going to guess Jim McGuire may send either Coach Braden Cale out there to talk to Landon Tucker. Braden Cale checks down with the bullpen to see if Thrain is ready, and that will bring out head coach Jim McGuire. That will be the end of the day for Landon Tucker, who walks his second batter to load the bases. Devin Thrain, freshman, will come in for his first collegiate appearance in relief here of Landon Tucker here in the 6th inning. We'll tell you about it when we return. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete, owned by Chuck Akers, former player for Coach McGuire over at MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University. The Pioneers call on freshman Devin Thrain in relief here with 1 out and bases loaded. Thrain, a 6 foot, 180-pound freshman from Summit High School, hometown Thompson Station, Tennessee. The son of Patrick and Michelle Thrain, grandson of Nani in Massachusetts, and Grammy and Grandpa also up in Massachusetts. I remember the first time I saw Devin Thrain throw, and he had trouble keeping that hat on his head. Appears as though he's got that under control with a good haircut, and two-way player for the Pioneers. Probably help here in year number 1, freshman year, more on the mound for the Pioneers. And he comes in his first collegiate appearance with the bases loaded, and he will face Jared Comia, left-handed hitting center fielder, who is 2 for 3. Comia from St. John, Indiana. Faced left-hander Cade McKee and delivered 2 base hits in the left field, so happy to go the opposite way, and he will look at a first pitch from Thrain in there for a called strike. Thank you for joining us on the Vol State Sports Network. If you want to be notified of Vol State's sports games being played, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as that ball is in the dirt, and it is kept in front by Caleb Hawkins. Hit that subscribe button on the Vol State Sports YouTube channel, and you won't have to go searching for whether it be a baseball game or a softball game or basketball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Breaking pitch. Nice pitch by Devin Thrain. Freezes Comia. Didn't have a big break to it. I don't know, maybe it was a changeup or something. It just looked very different. Had some movement to it. Just did not look right to a batter's eye. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases are loaded. Looking for that strikeout. Can't get Comia to offer it that pitch. Comia has struck out. That was off of Cade McKee, who he faced 3 times. McKee was able to retire him on the 1 occasion with his 4th and final strikeout of the contest. And Comia will take one in the hand and head down to first base and get a hard-earned RBI. As that scores a run. Pitch just nicked his hand. It's not going to feel good at all, but a hit by pitch will bring in the first run of the inning. That's Turner Doran. Everybody moves up a base. Melvin down at third base, Maloney at second, and now Comia at first base with Gavin Arsenault at the plate. Thrain will have to do it all again. First pitch he delivers in there, or out of the zone. Arsenault 0 for 3, strikeout, pop out, reached on an error. Looking for a double play ball, and that ball gets by Hawkins. That ball went way inside. I believe that will be scored. A wild pitch, and another run comes in for Southwestern Illinois College. Only one hit in the inning. 2 walks and a hit batter. And 2 runs have scored. Count goes 3 balls and a strike now with runners at second and third. On deck, Jacob Rowald, the designated hitter. As redshirt sophomore Caleb Hawkins will go out to talk to the true freshman Devin Thrain. Try to settle him down now that he has a 3-0 count. There is a base open, so catcher probably telling him, look, we don't want to overthrow here. Want to throw a strike? Definitely don't want to throw a wild one and give him a run. If we walk this batter, it's okay. We got a base open. Infield is in, as there is no force play on the base paths. Four-pitch walk by Arsenault loads the bases. Left-handed hitter Jacob Rowald. He is 0 for 1, been hit by a pitch and delivered a sacrifice. There's a fastball in the outside corner, called strike. Noah Eatman warming in the bullpen for the Pioneers. Two runs across here in the top of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Count goes no balls, 2 strikes. And a big thanks to Toyota of Gallatin for a brand new scoreboard. Tyler Holsworth, operator for game 1 here, is Jacob Rowald, the designated hitter, choking up on an 0-2 count. He had a 2-out sacrifice, or a 1-out sacrifice bunt in his last plate appearance. Fouls that ball off toward my truck. I don't see anybody in the stands that's saying, ooh, that hit my truck that I parked in the handicapped area up here when I bring my equipment in. Probably should have moved that. I don't think I'll get a ticket today. No balls, 2 strikes. Again, breaking pitch misses down and away. Not a hot commodity, that handicap spot for the baseball field here at Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. I've made friends with the police officers and security men that are here. 1 out, bases loaded. Thrain trying to get that strikeout. Misses low and away. Devin, a general studies major here at Vol State. 2-2 pitch. There it is. His first collegiate strikeout on that, whatever that pitch is. I'm not sure if it's a breaking pitch or a changeup, but it freezes the batter, and he gets Rowald looking. So out number 2, Nick Varon. Stepping in the box, grounded out, singled, and walked. There's another pitch that gets away from Caleb Hawkins. That will score another run. I am not the official scorer of the ball game, but I will score that as a wild pitch. The second run to score in the inning on a wild pitch. Moving runners to second and third, 5-0. The Blue Storm lead the Pioneers here in the top of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss. Varon trying to put 3 on the board with one swing right there. Wind still blowing in from center field toward the third base line. Breaking pitch misses outside. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. Game 2 will start approximately 30 minutes after the end of Game 1. Play a 9-inning game is scheduled tomorrow, I believe, beginning at 1 o'clock Central Time. Swinging a foul straight back off the pole. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Landon Tucker started the 6th inning, got a ground out, and gave up a double and 2 walks to load the bases for Thrain, who misses with that pitch, and we will move to a full count Ministries full count. Check out fullcountministries.com. See if you have a ball player, I would assume you do, that may be interested in going on a mission trip, playing some international baseball this summer in Nicaragua. There's a swing and a drive in the left field. That'll score 2 runs. Hard hit ball by Varon. That will clear the bases. 2 more come across for Southwestern Illinois College, and that will end the afternoon for Devin Thrain. As out of the dugout comes head coach Jim McGuire. We'll be back to tell you who the new pitcher is and the Summit Concrete call to the bullpen after this break. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Freshman Noah Eatman, 6'1", 210 pounds from Parrish, Florida. General Studies major, the son of Dave and Monique Eatman. Hope they're tuning in to watch Noah in his collegiate debut. The grandson of Papa in Englewood, Florida, and Gigi in Parrish, Florida. Noah Eatman on with 2 outs and a runner on at first base as Southwestern Illinois College has broken this game open with 5 runs here in the top of the 6th inning to take a 7-0 lead. Eatman will face Chris Akers, the number 9 batter, to come to the plate here in the 6th inning. Throw over to first base. Drives Nick Varon back. He just singled the left field. Drove in 2 runs. Only the second hit. And there's a third hit. No. Ethan Huddleston will be able to go back and get that soft line drive for out number 3. Eatman throws 1 pitch and gets 1 out. The third out. Here's Blue Storm send 9 to the plate. Score 5 runs on 2 hits. No errors. 1 runner left on base. 7-0. Southwestern Illinois College leads. Pioneers need a touchdown and an extra point to tie this one up. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Pioneers, 2 innings left in this contest in regulation. Needing 7 runs to tie the ball game. Facing Adam Wibbenmeyer. Third pitcher on for the Blue Storm. Still looking for their first hit, as is catcher Caleb Hawkins at the plate. Swings and misses the first pitch. Wibbenmeyer came on in relief, faced 3 batters in the bottom of the 5th inning. Walked 1, retired 2. Fastball misses high. Hawkins grounded into a fielder's choice and popped out to the third baseman in foul territory. That was leading off the 4th. Here he is leading off the 6th. Swing on a changeup, misses. One-two pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Like again another changeup that dove down toward Hawkins' feet. Not able to hold up on that one. First strikeout by Wibbenmeyer. I believe that's the 5th of Pioneer hitters today. Hunter Searcy stepping to the plate. Pioneers still looking for that first hit. Had 11 hits in their last game and 11 runs against
Central Alabama. Game 1, they had 4 hits in the game. Game 2, 5 hits. 6 in Game 3 and 11 in Game 4. Still looking for hit number 1 as Searcy looks at a called strike on the inside corner. A few Pioneers fans, or a few fans out there in left field beyond the outfield fence. There's a ground ball to third base. Grant Richards on over to first baseman Nick Varon to retire. Searcy 5-3 on the putout. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning brings up the designated hitter, Jacob Messer.
Now batting, number 5, Jacob Messer.
Southwestern Illinois College finished with a 32-25-1 record a year ago, 17-16 in their Region 24 conference play. Playing game 1 of the season. Originally scheduled, I believe, for 4 games a while back and has moved down to 3 games. May not have ever made the schedule as that pitch misses away. 2 balls, no strikes to Jacob Messer. Starts to go in the 2-0 pitch and holds up, but called strike. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on a line down the first base line. One hops into the Blue Storm dugout or bullpen. Does not appear as though any pitchers were harmed with that foul ball. Now 2-2 pitch coming. Sails high. We have a Full Count Ministries full count. Jacob Oldham, Executive Director. Reed Glover, Director of Resources. And Josh Carmen, Director of Baseball. 3 full-time employees and a number of employees down in Nicaragua as Messer swings and misses. And that will retire the side. Second strikeout for Wibbenmeyer. Pioneers go down in order. We're heading to the 7th, the final inning of regulation. Pioneers down 7-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Heading to the top of the 7th inning. Blue Storm leads 7-0 over the Pioneers. Noah Eatman back out on the mound for the Vol State. He will face Grant Richards, who led off the 6th inning for Swick. Looks at a called strike. He grounded out off the pitcher's glove over to Ethan Huddleston at short. He threw on to first base to retire the first batter of the inning, and then the wheels fell off for the Pioneers. A double, 2 walks, hit by a pitch, and another walk. And the Blue Storm was in business with more runs. That ball is slow breaking pitch, swung on and driven to deep left field. Back goes Hunter Cersei, and he will get over at the wall, get a glove on it, and it drops out of his glove right at the base of the fence. He went to the fence, but then had to come back toward the line, and that looks like Grant Richards got his first hit of the year. A double, a tough play, as that ball was right at the base of the fence. He got under that just a little bit, otherwise that ball would have been gone. Brings up Turner Doran. Nope, we got a pinch hitter. Pinch hitter, let's see what number we got here. Number 21. And Samuel Bonaldi will step to the plate to hit for Turner Doran. Turner Doran's only hit 2 doubles, 2 for 3. So Samuel Bonaldi will come in. First pitch he sees, inside ball. So Bonaldi pinch hitting here in the top of the 7th. Breaking pitch called, strike. See if he will go into right field for Doran, or they'll have a different player come in to play that right field spot. But Turner Doran with a good start to his season, 2 for 3 RBI and a run scored. Breaking pitch, or actually a fastball there. Check swing. Devin Flanagan says he did not go. On deck, we have another pinch hitter scheduled. Number 9, Brendan Brock in the on-deck circle. So I'm going to foul off to the right side behind the press box. Ten hits for the Blue Storm. 3 doubles, 7 singles. There's a breaking pitch on the inside corner, and Bonaldi goes down looking.
Now batting, number 9, Brendan Brock.
And there's the first collegiate strikeout for Noah Eatman. So Brendan Brock will come on to pinch hit for Nick Melvin. Eatman looks back at Richards at second. Pitch fouled off to the right side. Brendan Brock from Belleville, Illinois, hometown boy right there for Southwestern Illinois College. Bonaldi was from Columbia, Illinois, a sophomore. Ethan Huddleston standing on second base. Eatman delivers the pitch anyway. Misses. Brendan Brock, 6'3", 175-pound freshman. Shows a catcher and an outfielder. Breaking pitch in there for called strike. Noah Eatman having so far an impressive start. Had basically a fly ball to deep left field. The wind playing probably a little bit of tricks on that as it's blowing toward that left field line. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Down goes Brock. Brings to the plate the leadoff batter, Mike Maloney, shortstop for the Blue Storm. 1 for 3, a single, a walk, and a run scored. There's a fastball in the outside corner at the knees, called strike. Well called game here by home plate umpire Todd Mullins. Two outs, runner in scoring position. Swing and a miss. On deck, Jared Comia, center fielder. Southwestern Illinois has swung the bat well today. Pitched it well enough. Haven't given up any hits. Have given the Pioneers a number of base runners via the walk and hit by pitch. But Ball State could not get the timely hitting, at least in the first 6 innings. We'll have to come up with at least 7 to keep this game going as the runner takes off to third base, and Eatman will step off and throw over to Carter Vrabel to get Grant Richards stealing to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. We're scheduled for 7. First game of the doubleheader. Pioneers need 7 to keep playing. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Matt Hall will lead it off for the Pioneers here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pioneers looking to get at least a base hit here in the bottom of the 7th. No runs, no hits, 2 errors, and he will face Adam Wibbenmeyer, who's on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. First pitch to Matt Hall, misses outside. So Hall, Burris, and Huddleston scheduled for the Pioneers. Noah Eatman, a fantastic job of relief for Vol State. Matt Hall close to the 4th hit batter of the contest for the Blue Storm. Breaking pitch in there, 2-0. Taking all the way. Coach McGuire says we need a lot of base runners. Make them throw you strikes. There's a 2-0 breaking pitch right there. Hall will be looking to do some damage on this 2-1 pitch. But he will pop it up in the infield. Looks like Mike Maloney will come in toward the pitcher's mound and make the catch for out number 1. Samuel Bonaldi does go out into right field for the Blue Storm, and Brendan Brock goes out to left field after pinch hitting for the respective starters in that position.
Now batting, number 14, Jake Burris.
Matt Hall now 0 for 2 with a walk. Jake Burris will step to the plate, 0 for 1 with a walk and a sacrifice bunt. Fouls that one off the catcher, I believe. Landon Gotze has a 4-game hitting streak coming into today's game. Of course, with no hits so far, that is in jeopardy, and he's got a chance of not even coming to the plate. And there's a ground ball up the middle, and there it is. Breaks up the no-hitter. That's what you want to do. Get something positive. Now the no-hitter goes by the boards, and let's see if we can get our first run of the contest. That brings up Ethan Huddleston. So puts a 1 on that new scoreboard in the hit column for the home team. Still looking for the first run on the board for the home team on the brand new Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. Breaking pitch misses low and outside to Ethan Huddleston. Huddleston 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Sure, every time Ethan Huddleston will have a fastball come high and tight to him, or any pitch high and tight, going to be a little bit tentative as he was hit by a pitch on the hand in game 12 that he played a year ago, and that put him out for the rest of the season. It gave Matt Hall the opportunity to move in as a true freshman to play second base. There's a hard hit ball that could end the ball game. 6-4-3, and that will end game 1. Southwestern Illinois College will take the first game of the doubleheader. 7-0 as this game ends at 3:29 Central. 2 hours and 21 minutes for the Blue Storm to take this one on a football score 7-0. We will have some totals here shortly. I'll take a short break and be right back with the final totals as Southwestern Illinois College has defeated Vol State 7-0 here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Be right back after this short break. You listen to the Vol State Sports Network. Final here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Southwestern Illinois College defeats Volunteer State Pioneers 7-0. Southwestern Illinois 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They left 8
runners on base. The Pioneers, no runs, 1 hit, 2 errors, also leaving 8 runners on base. Unofficially, the winning pitcher, Kevin Carvalho, who went 3 innings, walked 3, struck out 4, hit 2 batters, would go to 1-0 on the season. Losing pitcher, Cade McKee, who would move to 1-1 on the young season in his second start. Adam Wibbenmeyer comes on with 2 2/3 innings of 1 hit, no run baseball, walked 1, struck out 2. I don't believe there's a save to be awarded here in this game. So a game that lasted 2 hours and 21 minutes moves Southwestern Illinois College to 1-0 on the season. The Pioneers fall to 2-3 on the young season. We'll be back at approximately 4 p.m. Central Time with Game 2. So come back probably 5 minutes before game time, and we should be back on the air with Game 2 of today's doubleheader between the Blue Storm and the Pioneers. Thank you all for joining us today. We had a good number on YouTube watching, at one point over 90 of you watching, so thank you for checking out the broadcast. For head coach Jim McGuire and athletic director Bobby Hudson, this is Tim Reese signing off for right now. If I don't talk to you later on this afternoon, talk to you the next time you join us on the Vol State Sports Network. Good afternoon, and God bless you all.